to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Mic check. Mic check, waifu, waifu. Cash Money Tillionaire, is that you?
Come on, bro. I knew you was going to do that. 217, what's happening?
This is episode 217 of Mic Check, waifu, waifu. As always, is brought to you by Patreon. Make sure you go to patreon.com / Mic Check Waifu Waifu to get early access of the video version of the podcast, to get access to the conversational exclusive podcast, The After Story, which we just released, episode 66, order 66, if you will. It was a fire episode, real fire episode. What did I title it? I titled it something crazy like Unnecessary Knowledge and Spoiler 2.
Yeet.
We had to have a spoiler 2 conversation because the timeline was tripping with JJK and Twitter and whatnot. And that's all. That whole conversation is there. So make sure you guys are subscribed to Patreon so you can check that out. Shout out to the Patreon producers. We couldn't do this without y'all. Dre the Go G, Johnny from Shogo High, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture and Shogo High, Explicitly, Monique Williams, Nachi, and Saphir. Thank y'all so much for producing this and many other episodes of the show. We truly appreciate it. Couldn't do this without y'all. You also get access to our exclusive content. We have something coming up. Well, I have something specific coming up on Patreon. It's going to be a review of a series I just watched that I'm going to talk about a little bit later today. And we're going to be doing a bunch of other bonus stuff up there. It's coming together real nicely. Also, make sure you guys go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube, youtube.com / Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Because if you weren't here for episode 216, or you didn't listen to 216 because it was a live episode and you would rather watch it, you can go see the playback of the live stream that we had for the special episode 216. But we decided, we'll see if when we start doing this, we'll let y'all know ahead of time, of course. But we decided that we're going to do a live show at the end of every month, recapping the month's anime. So that season of that month, the month of that season, we're going to just recap that month and talk about our favorite things with y'all over on our YouTube. So subscribe to our YouTube, so be a part of that. It's going to be just like a regular episode, but live. It's dope. Speaking of that, Tell, what did you think about episode 216?
It was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. I enjoyed it. Y'all brought a lot of good energy.
Yes.
And y'all made it everything it was outside of what we normally already do. Right. So also the next Sunday, if we did that, it would be the 24th of September. So we got plenty of time to prep for that. Should that be a very, I guess, I know we would be excited to do it again, but should that be something that's heavily sought after from our community, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, I mean, which it was. They were letting us know that they would love that. So I think we might make that happen because it was just so much fun. Because what I liked about it was that it was additive to the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't subtractive. It didn't take away really anything but spoiler talk, which was okay because they, like you said, they brought the energy and they brought the dope topics. So shout out to y'all for coming to that. That shit turned out way better than I thought. I figured out the issue with the output of the intro not going out. I figured that out. So next time we wouldn't have that issue. It would just be smooth sailing. The fact that it only took one time to figure it all out is something I'm extremely proud of. So we ain't got nothing to worry about next time we do it, when we decide to do it, which will be September 24th was the last episode of that month.
Yes, that will be last Sunday of that month. So yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube, youtube.com / Mic Check Waifu Waifu. We appreciate that. We appreciate the love and support that y'all brought on the 216 though. It was a lot of fun. All right. This week was it a weird week for you?
It was a weird week.
Talk to me.
Quite well, outside of anime, quite a few anime were missed. this week outside of anime was actually pretty solid. I am sore, more sore than I've been in a long time because I started adding. I'm not doing my 2-a-days again yet, but I will be reincorporating my 2-a-days soon, starting in September. So I wanted to get my body ready by doing my 400 push-ups and 200 pull-ups again.
Jesus.
And let me tell you, bro, yesterday, I'm just talking to my wife, just talking, Polo. My right tricep muscle just locks, right? And it literally just looked just like this. Tricep just locked in place. Probably actually deeper than that because it was like cutting all the way to the bottom. Yeah. And I'm like, ooh. So I had to flex my bicep, you know what I mean? Like flex my bicep
like
I had to, flex my bicep to let it stop spasming. Immediately start drinking some more water because I drink a ton of water. I do. I drink a ton of water, but it
just still wasn't enough, huh?
Well, I'm not even gonna say that. It was probably I needed more, plus some other minerals and stuff that I just haven't been utilizing as much because I'm not in like prep mode. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be in a competition or anything right now. So I was kind of going easy, but I did this exercise, just thinking like I'm used to doing this. I can do it. And I did it. It wasn't hard and it did it in about the regular time I normally do it. But yeah, still had the muscle spasm on my right arm. Right. And it stopped spasming. I'm like, all right, I'm good. And I shake it. It spasmed a little bit again, but it didn't go away immediately. I'm like, all right, I'm good now. So I'm good. Walking around probably 5 minutes later, left arm. And I'm like, you know what? Now I feel like, so the mental is telling me that I didn't have that problem before. Like I said, also because I was just in prep mode, but also I was used to doing it a lot more. And right now I'm just lifting heavy. I'm not really lifting heavy and doing high reps. So now I'm going to start add my 2-a-days back in come September because I want my body to be back to being able to handle that. Like that should have never been a problem for me, at least in my mentality, which I know sound crazy, but it should have never been a problem for me.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
Yeah, brother. But it's been a good week, man. How about you?
Yeah, it's been a weird week for me too, because it's like, okay, I didn't watch my normal. I didn't go in the normal rotation of the way I watch stuff, right? So it feels a little bit different. Everything is off kilter right now for me as far as like my mental in the head of like anime space. Even though I watch nothing but tons and tons of anime. But I'm trying to get back since haven't been able to go to the gym here yet, because like I said, every time I would go, it'd be 1 million people in there because it's such a nice gym, and where I'm at now is everybody takes their health very seriously here, so it's always packed in there. So I decided that I bought a mat, and I'm about to start doing some calisthenics at home. So yeah. So I'm trying to get back into that, but I've just been so far like. I don't know if it's because of what I've been doing, and I'm going to talk about that later on the show, but I've been so mentally drained, like exhausted. I've been sleeping a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like I would wake up, do my early routine, get up and take Saber out, relax a little bit. And then all of a sudden I would just feel so dead weight tired, like so tired.
that hit me too, bro. And hear me out. So what was it? It was Friday. I only got 1 hour of sleep. And it was right after we recorded Patreon. I just couldn't go back to sleep. I think I streamed a little bit.
Yeah, which was fire, by the way. You should definitely do that more. That was fun.
I will be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. But I was streaming. And I finished streaming, I went and got into bed, and I'm just like, what's going on? I'm struggling. So I literally went to sleep, woke up at 5 a.m. to work out. Usual. Yep. Right. Did Apollo school. And I felt like this overcome. I was just like dead tired, bro. Yeah. And I went to sleep. And I woke up again, and I was like, how long have I been asleep? Only like 45 minutes, something like that. I'm like, all right, cool. I look at my watch. My watch said I got 1 hour and 40-something minutes of sleep. I'm like, damn, I ain't getting no sleep right now. And I help Alea with something, go back to sleep, 3.5 hours of sleep for the day. I was like, it's cool. found out Lil Ricky literally on the same path. My cousin. For y'all who don't know Lil Ricky is my favorite cousin. Same thing. He only get about 3.5, 4 hours of sleep. Said his dad do the same thing, and I know my mom do the same thing. Don't none of us get no sleep. What's going on?
It's wild, man. It's wild. Yeah, it's most of my sleep has been coming during the day, and it's been feeling weird. It's been feeling real weird. Like but the difference is I would go to sleep and be sleep. Like I would go to sleep at like 1 and wake up at like maybe 5. I'm like, oh shit, what the?
Man, in the middle of the day, that's good sleep.
Yeah, I'd just be knocked out. But I don't get to accomplish as much as I want to accomplish because I'm fucking asleep, which is detrimental. But also, I mean, maybe it's just my mind resetting and trying to figure some shit out. But weird.
I was gonna say, fun fact about humans: we are diurnal, which means that we are supposed to be awake during the day, except for obviously a small percentage, because there are going to be a percentage of people who are not diurnal. But we are people who prefer to, you obviously do things during the day. Mm-hmm. Thus, the nighttime is where we sleep, and then we are also built for naps. If y'all didn't know, it is a healthy thing to take a nap from your favorite anime personal trainer.
Yeah, but it's like it's not like that. When I'm taking those naps, I'm up all night, right? Like I'm still going to sleep at like 12, maybe 1 o'clock, because I'm still just dead. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. Maybe when I start back this calisthenics thing,
that'll help you sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel much more. I don't know. Maybe that dopamine hit to make me feel a lot better. For sure. All right. This is an anime podcast that's brought to you every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. CT Central Time. We talk seasonal anime. We talk topics from that seasonal anime, or we just shoot the shit about stuff that we watch, because that's what this week is pretty much going to be. Before we get into that tale, though, what was your episode of the week this week?
It's hard. I hope that if I pick one, you can pick the other one. It's between one and this one, but Bleach episode of the week is so hard not to say Bleach with it. And hear me out, meathead bag, I'm cool. I'm choosing Bleach because it did it. It did it.
It was absolute fire. And I'm just gonna have to go with Jobless, man.
Thank you, my brother.
Even if it was some heat that came out, which it wasn't. This week was very dry because a lot of shows were on break or whatever, including, Rent a Girlfriend and JJK, obviously. And Zom 100 isn't dropping an episode until tomorrow. From the time y'all hearing this, it's already out. But on Monday, we record on Sundays. So you didn't even get a chance to watch that. So this spoiler talk might be, this show might be short, this episode, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, it's been a slow week as far as our seasonal anime go. But definitely Jobless Reincarnation, obviously.
I can't wait to talk about that. I really want to talk about that episode too.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that in the spoiler talk, because that's pretty much all we gonna have. And Bleach. So that and Bleach will probably be the spoiler talk this week. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about those two either. But where I want to go, and I'm gonna start off today. It's not really a topic, and maybe we could pull a topic from this conversation, but what I plan to do for Patreon is doing an individual review, and it's a video where I don't know if I'm gonna outline yet. I might outline it, I might not. Well, outline, just give me talking points. I might have to do that, but not scripted, right? So I kind of want to just shoot the shit with some outline points and go from there. But I've watched 3 entire shows, full season, outside of like My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu too. Like that was we watched that a couple of weeks ago, so we're gonna talk about that too. But I watched so much shit this week, and one of those being the irregular magic. I want to get the title right because the title is different than what I always say. Yeah, the irregular at Magic High School. So I watched that the first season and the second season, which is the Visitor arc, and I got a lot to say about that show. It's very, very interesting, and it's not in a bad way. That I will say for sure. It's definitely not in a bad way, but that show, it does a lot of stuff that I don't like, but I love the show. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like, I mean, it has the sister obsessed love it has, which is obviously more to that situation. It has fucking like that incest shit I hate, obviously.
Easy.
I hate when shows do this, that the exposition in between, like when they're talking and they're talking about the rules of the world to each other, like they don't know to each other what the rules of the world already are. You know what I'm saying? We talk about that, how some shows like this would have a teacher kind of give us the rules of the world as if they were instructing the class on what the rules of the world are. But really what they are is they're explaining it to the viewer. This is how this works. You know, but I'm putting in a teacher's motion. They don't do that in this show. They have conversations back and forth that is like, yeah, but you know that I am the head of this family and blah, 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 blah. Like the person that they're talking to don't already know that, but they're trying to give that to the viewer so the viewer better understand the situation that's currently happening, which never felt natural to me. I always hated the way that felt.
It's almost like they talk down to the viewer during doing that.
Yeah, exactly. It always made me roll my eyes. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you're doing it so I can understand what the fuck y'all talking about, but it just never felt right. But the reason why I watched this show again is because when we did our live show, Crystal reminded me like, hey, did you clean out your anime and progress list on AniList? And I had the Irregular Magical High School. I had 3 episodes left of that. It was 26 episodes in that first season. I'm like, I got 3 episodes of this left. Damn, maybe I should pick this back up. I tried to pick it back up. I obviously didn't remember shit, so I started all over. But the good thing is they have it dubbed, because that show fucking, everything that I just said about the way they kind of like exposition dump on you has so much, like that script have to be thousands and thousands of pages long per episode. Like it's so much dialogue within this show that it's even a capable sub watcher would have trouble watching this show, because it's just so much to it that you're like reading and you're trying to pay attention. There's no fucking way. Like, thank God it's a dub, and the dub is fantastic. Alejandro Saab is the main voice actor of the main character. He's dope. He got a YouTube channel. Make sure you check him out. But it's a dope dub, and it's very much warranted because there's so much fucking shit that goes on in this show as far as like background situations and people moving, or like the way shit move around. It's just so much that goes on in the show that I'm so glad it's dubbed, because trying to read all these subtitles is like paragraphs on screen and trying to pay attention to what's going on. It's so hard, because I guarantee you anybody that watched the show sub don't remember shit that happened. I can guarantee you only remember the main points, and everything else is like fuzzy to you, because some of the shit even in the dub form is like fuzzy. When I went into the Visitor arc, which is the second season, which is only 13 episodes. It's done by Studio Madhouse. Studio Madhouse is super dope, very pretty show. And then in season 2, it goes to 8-bit, and you can tell it's a downgrade to an animation, but it's still relatively nice. Season 3 is coming out next year. I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, wintertime. Let me just verify that. I want to make sure, because I don't want to get that wrong. But season 3 is coming. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be yet, obviously, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. It just says 2024, so it's just coming out next year sometime. But I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. Even with all the issues I have with the show, it's fucking good, man. The animation is like, the fights are incredible. The main character is that overpowered high school character as per usual. You know what I'm saying? Like Shivery Everfeld, Night or Ashes War, shit like that. Infinite Stratos. Like, it's a great main character, great cast of characters around it. You know what I also love about it?
What was that?
It's funny, because I do love a good harem. We know this if you listen to this show, but it's not like that. It has like 1 or 2 other girls that maybe like the main character, but it's like in a respectful way. And then obviously the whole sister incest weird shit that I fucking hate. But it's also like other characters are forming closer relationships with each other. So like this girl and this guy, you know, are starting to realize that they might have some feelings for, like, other couples are starting to form around the main cast of characters, and it's fucking dope. That's what I like about it. Everybody grows on you. It's a fantastic show. But if you haven't seen it, I would suggest watching it before the 3rd season. You got a lot of content there for that. And a lot of dope fights if you into that as well. So I definitely recommend it.
Speaking of dope fights, right? Because I do need to go back and rewatch that first season of Irregular at Magical High School. But I posted a clip on our Instagram, the Mike Check Waifu Instagram, of what I think is an amazing camera angle that is so simple. I don't know if you saw it, but did you see what I posted?
Was it the Fate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just so simple to me because all it was a camera pan. And I just recently watched that movie. It was Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel 3, which is the final chapter of that movie series. And that's something I want to bring to Patreon as well. But I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if we want to really take this into a topic, but we did talk about this with JJK before, how something so simple as just a camera pan in an anime can display so much. Because she went from, yeah, I'm mad to, okay, I'm pissed. In that camera angle alone, right? And it made it seem so ominous to the point to where I personally got chills from just that 3 or 4 seconds alone. And it was so detrimental. I actually can't wait to talk about that on Patreon because I do think it's one of the most complete stories that I've seen in a Fate series. And it could just be because it's 3 2-hour movies. It's a lot to tell in those moments. But I do feel like it's probably one of the most complete stories I've seen in Fate. And I'm surprised it hasn't been talked about more. And maybe I could just have not seen it because it's been a year since it came out in Japan. And maybe we just, over here, we haven't really delved into it too much. Obviously, it's beautiful. But it's the best part about some of the Fate series comes from the more simplistic things where they don't have to overdo it and just give us a very solid, like I say, camera pan and tilt, those kind of things to really take it over the edge. So yeah, that's going to be coming to Patreon. And that's why, like I said, I'm recording on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I'm going to set some time aside during that moment to make sure I do that. Blocking out. Yeah, we talked about it. We blocking out. But yeah, I'm going to put that on Patreon and then, let's see how that go.
Yeah, man. And it was also another show that I picked up. Literally just watched it all today. It's from 2014 and it's called Witchcraft Works. This fucking show. Where do I even begin? Okay. I don't know how I just never seen this. Maybe it's because of like the name itself kind of just scared me away from it, but it's about this regular, like lame high school dude, right? He's like nobody fucks with him. He goes to this high school and he's just living a basic life. He's, again, how we like to call it, the NPC character, if you will. He's just a basic dude. But this school has like one of the most popular girls in it. They call her the princess, and she's obviously super popular. Everybody fucking loves her. And something happens where she ended up becoming really close to the main character, which is the lame NPC character, and the entire school hates him. But it's this whole grandiose fucking world that he gets involved in, that gets thrust into, that is just absurd. When I talk about the comedy, it's a funny show. It's actually really funny. And the funniest thing, I would say the best thing about the show is that everything makes no sense. At the same time, makes all of sense because they explain it. When they explain it, it's like, oh shit. So everything that happens in the show that's so outlandishly crazy and fucking just buildings and shit getting blown up and nobody gets hurt or like certain situations that just seems insane that shouldn't be possible. It's possible. And they explain it so well that like you can't fault it. You can't go against the rules of the show because they set it up early enough for you to understand. And it's such a I would say what's a good term to describe it? It's a adorable show, but it's very serious, great fucking fight scenes. Another thing that it has in this one too is great camera angles, like pure pans that start off as pans that come in that start off as CGI and then goes into 2D so effortlessly smooth and pretty that it's insane. I'm like, wow, where the fuck has this 2014? It's JC Staff. So JC Staff is actually pretty talented when it comes to animations of shit. But it blew my mind that it was actually something this stupid, like utterly stupid, was so entertaining. Like all the way through. It's 12 episodes long. I love the characters. Like it's very, very strange how much I enjoyed this weird ass show. If anybody else has seen it, tweet at us at Mike Check Waifu or X post at us, whatever. Tweet at us at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and tell me if you watch With Craftworks. The show is super interesting. But I found myself laughing and I just couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down literally all day. I'm like, oh shit. While I was watching it, I'm like, shit, it's 8:00 and I still haven't watched Zom 100. All right, let me try to go to Zom 100. And then that's when I figured out Zom was delayed until Monday, which just made me salty, but very, very interesting show, man. For reference also, because you know what show was also done very well by JC Staff, and that's they did Tsukimichi, Moonlight Fantasy. So they did that show, and that's kind of like the comedy and the timing that this show has as well. Almost very similar when you really think about it, except the main character isn't OP at all. It's the person he gets wrapped up with. Like, I don't even want to talk about anything because I don't even want to spoil for people. Maybe you want to go back and watch it again. It's from 2014, Witchcraft Works. So primarily, like, I think it's only like 3 males in the entire show, which is fucking funny. But it's a good show. It was very, very, very endearing. That's the word I was looking for. Endearing.
They worked on Sugar Apple Fairy Tale.
Yeah, JC Staff is dope.
And they were on to pick up girls in the dungeon. Mm-hmm. They mad dope. You're right. Yeah. You're right in the mug.
And that's their baby. Is they were on to pick up girls in the dungeon. They treat that like it's. Wait, have they did it all?
They might have just helped with it, but it looked like this when I typed in JC Staff or when I clicked JC Staff. That's what it said.
Oh yeah, no, they did. How the Realest Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom too. The Duke of Death and His Maid, which I still waiting for season 2 to finish so I can wrap that up.
Oh yeah, that's your joint too.
I love that joint. Love that joint a lot. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Any you know what I and the problem with me right now is that I've and maybe this is okay because I was able to watch so much, but I put a lot of stuff on a back burner to be binged later. That includes Undead Murder Farce. Like, I love that show, but I put it down. I'm 3 episodes, but I'm 3 episodes behind in that.
This was a better episode.
I know it's still good. I'm no doubts about that. My Tiny Senpai, I was enjoying that. I'm 3 episodes behind in that. Anything else I'm just like behind? Obviously, Masamune-kun, I'm still binging. I'm 5 episodes behind in Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2, Part 2.
So,
what's up?
I was like, let me throw you a curveball real quick.
What's up?
And it's not like a big curveball because this answer could be quick, it could be long. But yeah, I was thinking about this when I looked at this week, right? And I was like, damn, bro. We don't have any long form anime right now. You know what I mean? And I know we've talked about before, like the death of long form anime, like there's no real need to do that. And sometimes it's better to like let it be like for a season or 12 episodes so that we can, the creators can get a break. But I ain't gonna lie. I kind of almost wish that I had something like that was long form to like watch other than like One Piece or something. You know what I mean? Like, because I have a love for One Piece. But I'm not really trying to watch too much of that week to week. I would much rather binge something like One Piece, but I need something like fresh that's long form that would make me feel like I'm keeping up with something almost. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're absolutely spitting, because the simple fact is I think that's why I decided to put down like the shit I put down, like Undead Murder Farce and shit like that, because I've been falling in a trap of wanting to binge stuff lately. And maybe I use the excuse of my anime in progress list, which right now I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, Boruto's in there still for some weird reason. But that's fun.
I mean, yeah, but I guess I did say I was gonna finish it. I'm at 253 out of 293, so I might as well finish it. Like, come on, man, I'm there, you know. But Spy Classroom, The Fruit of Evolution season 2 was awful, but I gotta finish it. I was 6 episodes into that. Inspector 2, By the Grace of Guys 2, Nier Automata, and Ancient Magnus Bride. Like, those are the few shows that I have left. But what I'm saying is that I think that's why I decided to put like a lot of stuff on the back burner, because I do miss that. I miss watching stuff straight and binging it. And I may pick up One Piece again. I don't know if I want to subject myself to that.
Trying to catch up on Joy Boy. I see you.
Listen. I don't know what that means, but I'm just trying to like, I'm having a good time watching stuff, even though it's been mentally exhausting, because again, I just watched 3 seasons of one show that was 26 episodes, another show that was 13, and another one that was 12, all in 1 week, which is fucking insane. Which is probably why I'm sleeping a lot more, because I'm just fucking drained. But
hey, watching TV will drain you. Don't act like it won't.
No, that's a fact. And that's what I'm trying to. Maybe that's my reason. Maybe that's the reason why I've been so tired. Because I haven't done shit else really. Oh, I did play Armored Core 6. So that's cap. I played about 10 hours of Armored Core 6.
I need to see one of your mechs, bro, because they've been going crazy on the mech builds. Our boy Christopher Goodwin, he got a Optimus Prime build.
Mine's is pretty fire. It's crazy because every time, even back in the day when I used to play, when D-John, the guy that used to live on my street, big in the Armored Core, he used to always let me, everything he beat one, he would let me borrow one, and then I would move up the list, like we would swap. So he would have Armored Core 1, he'll let me borrow it, and we'll swap to Armored Core 2, and we'll keep swapping between there. And I always, every time I had my little Raven, because they always called you Raven in that game, I always made my mechs black. Just pure black with red lights, just that's it. That was the only thing that I changed, but it looks sweet. I digress. That's off topic.
When the Armored Core anime coming out?
Man, listen, I wouldn't watch it. Because it's back. For some reason, I would play the hell out of some Armored Core, bro. But I would not watch it.
Armored Core is the game that Gundam wish it could be.
Gundam, no. I would say it's more like because Gundam, they don't really fight small shit, right? Like as much.
What you mean small shit? Because I feel like
they fight other Gundams, right? It's always a bunch of other Gundams.
Yeah, with the Armored Core fight.
Maybe another Armored Core every fucking 20 missions.
Gundams be fighting giant shit too. They do fight giant stuff. They literally have whole giant things like bases and planetary ships they be fighting.
I would say this is closer to an All Noah Zero.
You're right. I'm just saying Gundam wish it could do, the Gundam games wish they could do what Armored Core games do, because Armored Core is Souls like element of it, obviously. I guess the Souls games are more like fleshy Gundams.
Well, not really. No,
I'm joking. That was something I heard on Gov Pancakes stream. We was laughing about.
The only thing that's Souls like in this one is that the big bosses are harder than normal, but that's no different than any other Armored Core game that they ever made. Which is funny because people return that shit because they can't beat the first boss.
Oh, the helicopter?
Yeah, the helicopter or the first chapter, the end of the first chapter boss, they having trouble with it.
Get good.
Bro, it's literally, it's just trial and error. You put different parts on, you figure it out, whatever.
But that's always been Armored Core. I remember playing the first one, and I know this is an anime podcast, but hear me out. I remember the first Armored Core, I got stuck on a boss, and I was like, why can't I beat it? And then I really just figured out that I needed to change the levels I was fighting this boss on. I needed to stop letting the boss get above me, and I just got above them, and I was just pounding them with missiles, bro. You just play the game, you'll figure it out.
Just change your build up. You have to change your. I changed that. The first end of the chapter boss out. It took me a bit. I changed my feet, and I changed the two main guns I had on my back. I went from 2 feet. I went from a 2 feet thing to a more beefy, tanky build. Then I put lasers on my back. it fucking just lasered this shit down. Like it was easy. It was easy. Right now I'm stuck on the boss and I already know how to beat it. I just got to get the funds to do it, which means I got to go back to previous missions, replay those over and over and over, get the money. Even though this armor core, which is different than old armor cores, is that when you sell your parts, you get your full amount of money back, which is crazy. Like it's
what GameStop don't even do that.
If you buy something for $170,000 or whatever, you sell it back for $170,000, which is goated. So it lets you it's even easier than the old armor cores, because before that you get maybe 60% of your funds back.
Yeah, that's a come up.
Yeah, so it's real nice. It's real nice. I'm enjoying it. Sorry, this is an anime podcast, I promise. So my team romantic comedy snafu 2.
Hey, I've been waiting for this.
Now, I talked about it a little bit on the live stream. I took some notes, but this season is even better than the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like a lot. Well, I won't say a lot. For me, it's the same. It's roughly the same. But the emotional points for me is what elevated it above, right? Like they still had the same character development. They still had the progress it's always progress within my team romantic comedy snafu, which is what I love about it the most. It's like it transitions extremely well when it comes to like character development of all the characters, not just main characters or one individual main character or whatever. It does extremely good at progressing. Overall though, my overall thoughts of season 2 was it was emotional for me. Mm-hmm. Very, very emotional. I talked about this on the live stream, but I'm gonna talk about it again. Episode 8 was by far my favorite episode within that entire season. It's when the ask for help in Yui is taken up for Hachiman, which is something she hasn't done. She would always kind of like fall in line with whatever. She would just sit back and just kind of fall in line with whatever was the consensus, if you will. Right. But this time she was against Yukino, and she was taken up for Hachiman when Hachiman was trying to ask for help when he needed help with this with the student council president party situation that he was going to try to handle on his own or whatever. And it was when it was basically a big moment, I think, for Yui herself in that particular episode, which I can't stress enough was fantastic for me. That's when I started to like Yui and was becoming conflicted on what I wanted.
So while I agree with the character progression, like how they do the character development and stuff in this series, that roughly stayed the same. I don't think that season 1 can compare to this. And it's not that season 1 doesn't have its proper impact. It's just that, like you said, with the emotional part, right? Mm-hmm. This season had me way more emotionally invested. And it's partially because of the progress of season 1. That's
because of season 1. You wouldn't be there if it wasn't for season 1.
Right. But we're also talking about something. We're talking about season 2 because it continued that emotional progress. Right. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what I mean by part of this emotional progress. Our boy Hachiman, he got to experience a couple of new things in this season specifically. And that being that multiple characters are coming to his aid in a sense. Yep. That we really didn't get in season 1 because he was the fixer. And even in this season, he's still, the fixer, but it's the realization that although his methods, and this is the realization we got from the previous season, but we got that continuation of it, which is, like I said, why I appreciate this season a little bit more. We got the continuation of him understanding that his methods are effective. Yes. But he has friends, you know what I mean? That those people don't want to keep seeing him bring himself down. And it got progressively more and more into that like bag, you could even say, like he needed to understand that. And he started to understand that, but it's the only thing he knows. And I think it's that understanding of his own limitations, which I love that as a character in general, right? Because you have to know what your limitations are. Coupled with the fact that the people around him understand that and they value him more than that. And they're trying to show him that. And to me, that's fire. because as myself, I have sometimes felt undervalued. And I think everyone feels that every once in a while, but I have felt undervalued, and to have people show me that they actually care, in my methods of trying to help them is great. So I really related, I guess, to this season so much more because of that.
So also in episode 8 was, like I said, it was the best. It was the best episode. It was Hikigaya or Hachiman. He was breaking down that he don't need to be understood. He want to understand. He don't care if people he don't care if people understand where he's coming from. Right. But he want to understand why there's people either coming to his aid. And I even said this in my notes. I said, I don't know why, but the scary the voice acting was so scary because it was so it from Adam Gibbs. It sounded like it came from a personal place. The way he was talking about it, he was just, I don't want to be understood. It was like you felt the emotion within his voice acting. Every time I watched that season 2 and episode 8 come on and that happens and the music swells up as he's talking, it's the most beautiful thing ever, and it brings a thug it blow me back a little bit. I should have thugged here. I said that the one tear that comes down your face, and it's not a full cry like a Clannad cry or anything like that, but it is that thug tear that just come down like, damn man, that's rough because of season 1. Season 1 is the epitome is a perfect complement to season 2, and the reason why I say it's equally good is because of the simple fact is without everything that happened in season 1, without him basically abusing himself, all the characters as far as Yukino and Yui wouldn't feel like, yo, this shit hurts me now because this is my friend hurting himself, and they become angry and upset and pissed off, and it changes the whole dynamic within the characters because of all the shit that keeps happening that he's doing himself. And it's killer. It's killer. To push further, there's what, and I'm about to veer off a little bit, but come with me real quick. Roll with me.
4-wheel drive.
Jobless Reincarnation established something that was extremely poignant to me that I noticed, and they did it by simply naming their episode this, and the way they named the episode and the way they executed the episode. And it's what we talked about last week in 216. It's turning points. In every anime, there's a particular part within a season that is a turning point. No matter how you square it, there's always something. Like, for example, the most recent episode of Bleach. Spoilers for Bleach. Everybody knows that this is what happened. So, I mean, if you even if you're not watching Bleach, you understand that Ichigo is the main character. This episode was the turning point of this entire thing, right? Like it's always that turning point. In Jobless Reincarnation, the teleportation, they titled that episode "Turning Point" because that was the teleportation event. And that for me really opened up my eyes when it comes to watching anime, the way I view it, and finding these episodes that are extremely poignant to this particular point. So episode 12 for me, I believe, is the turning point within the entire series. It's only 13 episodes within this season, and 12 being the turning point, while it's other turning points within the show, like episode 8 could be considered one as well. Episode 12 is the major turning point because it kind of sets up the rest of the entire arc of the entire series, because the turning point is the moment that they figured out that this weird feeling between the three of them is the fact that Yui has feelings for Hachiman. Hachiman noticed those feelings. Hachiman has feelings for Yukino. Yukino has starting to figure out to establish the fact that she might have feelings for Hachiman because of how emotional she gets whenever he hurts himself. It's like, and that's when all three of them notice this together in episode 12, where they're like, okay, so Hachiman is always talking about how observant he is. And there's no way, like, he's not the mindless main character that don't know that these girls are crushing, right? But he doesn't understand why. He doesn't get why. He doesn't get how. He wants to figure that out, and where he wants to go from there is all based in this episode. It's all determined in this episode because, that's like I said, it's when they figure out the weird feeling between the three of them. It's like, oh shit, wait, I think this was it the episode where they were giving chocolate, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, when they were making chocolate. Yep. And they were trying to figure out how to finesse it and work around it. And then the fucking sister, Yukino's sister, bro, she's a fucking pain in my ass. She's like the villain of the show, but is she a villain?
Like, is she?
Yeah, exactly. It's talking about the show. Every time I watch it, I'm captivated by how good. This is just goes to show you how good a slice of life show could be, man. It's captivating. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I feel like episode 12 is my personal favorite episode, specifically for the last 4-5 minutes, because before that, the conversation gets a little bit more serious about how Hachimon handles himself, right? Mm-hmm. And then how they're going to progress in the future with other things before we even get to the point about their own intrapersonal relationships.
Right.
Then we get to like I said, the last 4 minutes or so. And that whole way, the whole proceedings of that conversation, honestly, I can't even tell you if there's music there, because it feels like a pause in everything to me. Because as soon as they get to that point and you can kind of see them together, the color is important, obviously, because it's getting to almost like a sunset color, just like this orange behind me, right? That's what the color dynamic is of that episode, where it shows, or that very color in itself shows progression in something that it has to be a sunset now. Like, we're coming to an end with an explanation almost, essentially. And I mean, that's just how I perceive it. But it feels like the whole placement, and obviously it's intentional, but it feels very intentional. It feels like they're telling us that now it's not just that everything else wasn't real, but now it's no longer about fixing everyone else anymore. Right. Now we have to fix our main characters. And now it gets real. Yes. Now things have to settle in. And it got me so hyped, and hear me out, I don't say this word often, but it got me almost hype and giddy for season 3. I couldn't wait to talk about this today, so I can start watching season 3 as soon as tomorrow is. Yeah. As soon as Monday hit, y'all hearing this on Tuesday. As soon as Monday hit, which is yesterday, I done watched all of it. Right. No, because I'm going in as soon as Monday hit. I'm going in. What's today? It's the 27th. In 40 minutes, I'm going in. It's about to go crazy. You are spitting right now, because and this goes into the final episode 13. So instead of making progress and things keep going, instead of making progress, things were going in circles. And Yui points that out. She says, and she's the one to break the circle, to say listen. And this is when they went on their aquarium date or whatever. But she's the one that says it's basically, it's her declaring war against Yukino, because after everything that happened on episode 12 and leading up in episode 13, she's like, listen, I'm just going to fight. I'm just going to fight for what I want. And obviously this is all code speak. Yui's the only one that don't think that Hachima understands what's actually going on. But as main characters know, and internally, he's so perceptive, man. He's fucking smart. So he gets it. He understands it. And she's like, yo, this is war, basically. She announced to Yukino. And let me say something that's very important about what you just said, right? To me, the most important thing you said is that Yui breaks the circle this time. Yep. She ain't never been the one to break the circle. She did it in episode 8, and then she's doing it in 13. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? It's so rare for her to be the. Absolutely. And I'm not saying that she's not the problem solver, but she's more of the overall, she's bringing the people together in a sense, and she's more like the lighthearted one, right? Yeah. And it's getting serious for her. Yep. And for her to be the one to break the circle, break the cycle. Everything's going around and around. She's like, we got to stop this trash, y'all. Yep. Everybody's feeling weird around each other, and it takes her to be the one to say, I've realized it. So not even to say that I know y'all realized it, but she said, I realized it. We're not playing any more games. I'm fighting. was amazing for me. And I felt like, just like you said, that made this so much more impactful.
Yes.
It made the meaning behind it. The fact that the one who is the least likely to break the circle breaks the circle. Amazing. And even what her perceived goals are, amazing. Yeah. It makes me love all three of these characters even more. And then I know season 3, I'm going to love them even more.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. To wrap up my teen romantic comedy Snafu 2, like, watch it. It's literally top 5 best slice of life of all time, easily. Great dub if you want to dub. If you are it's a good sub too. But I honestly, listening to both, watching both at one point in my life, like, because when I first saw my teen romantic comedy Snafu, I watched season 1 subbed, and I redid it dubbed. Dub is better, in my opinion, probably because the voice actors are so good, especially Yui. Like, that declaration was well delivered. I wish I knew who her English voice actress was, because it was so good. It was pure talent. I mean, that entire main cast is talented as hell, including the irritating ass sister. I can't stand Yukino's sister, but she's really good at doing what she do. And obviously my teacher, my waifu. And to wrap this up, basically, season 2 was, for me, an incredible continuation of season 1, an incredible additive piece to season 1. I'm not going to say better. I do think they're equally good. And by equally good, I mean both 85, 90%, like top of the line, top tier shows, and they equally on that echelon because of one complements the other so well. Now, if you haven't seen season 2, or if you didn't know season 2 was out, maybe I would say I still can't, because I love season 1 just as much as I love season 2. So they're equal to me. Final thoughts, Tell.
Season 2 is damn near perfect. I'd be willing to give that motherfucker a 10. I'm sorry. Season 2 was virtually perfect for me. I had no moments that felt down or I was uninterested. Season 2 is a pivotal moment for me in my teen romantic comedy. Yeah. Right.
Let's do recommendation roulette.
Let's do it. I'll spend a recommendation number.
Yes, sir. Where this is a part of the show where we roll a year, and then we give you an anime from that year to watch, or maybe add to your list to watch later.
Let's do this year. Right? Let's do that.
Yep.
2013, my guy.
All right, so let me go to 2013, see what came out that year, and give you guys some recommendations. This is easy. My recommendation is my teen romantic comedy Snafu. Came out 2013.
Can't do that.
Oh, okay. Well, this is also very easy for me. This is like my year. I mean, you just fucking name it and I got it. Oh my God, I got so many choices.
You got it.
Golden Time, man.
Hey, I knew you was gonna say that. Golden
Time is one of them. Also, it's in my top 10 as one of my favorite slice of life as well, with my teen romantic comedy Snafu. There's so like The Garden of Words if you want a movie, Log Horizon if you want a isekai. Fantastic isekai, by the way. There's so many options. My fault. Go ahead.
Nah, you good, bro. I'm still trying to find mine. I am going to go with.
I got to show them next week watching.
Hold up. I literally just said Unbreakable Machine Doll. So I'm not going to say that one again. Ooh, actually, hear me out. The second best season of Pokemon. And
you
look,
are not about to recommend no damn Pokemon.
I am, but look, hear me out. I am. And I'm only going to say why. Pokemon Origins is the best short form Pokemon series ever, because it's not like a 12 season episode or 12 season product series. It is. Let me see if I can grab one more time. Pokemon Origins is 4 episodes, but it is the best animation outside of Pokemon X, Y, and Z, and it literally has the most straightforward story to tell. It don't follow Ash at all. It follows Red, Blue. which is the most pure version of Pokemon since it's from the game specifically. So yeah, Pokemon Origins is actually fire.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're gonna go with that.
And Mewtwo beat on some people.
Real quick. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take this quick break, and when we come back, we are going to spoil Bleach, and we're going to spoil Jobless Reincarnation. So a little bit shorter spoiler talk this week, but we're gonna spoil those two when we come back right after these.
I said I could take you to the moon. We get high enough tonight, I'ma leave this all behind. One good sex, no less. One good checks, no less. I'm in your head, yeah. I'm in your head, yeah. I'm in your head. I'm in your head, yeah. I'm in your head. Twice I know you did. You know I can't feel a thing. Feel like you just got away with these empty promises. I thought I could hold it down. You said you would be around. Yeah, my bad, I thought that way. You that bitch, I thought you ain't. Hey. Oh, now you sitting silent. Oh, put it all aside. I want good checks, no less. I want good sex, no less. I'm in your head, yeah. I'm in your head, I'm in your head. Calls you waiting, wait for your next, don't act like I owe you, yeah. Hard for me to show I care, reaping what you sow now. Needed you, but you weren't there. Run my shit, pay my dues, can't pay to win. Brand new bitch, like a 10, got no time for you again. I want good checks, no less, I want good sex, no less. I'm in your head, yeah, I'm in your head, I'm in your head.
And welcome back to episode 217 of Mic Check Waifu. Welcome to the spoiler half of the show. This week we're going to spoil episode 8 of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc Separation for Bleach. We're going to start there, and then we're going to spoil episode 9 of the first half of season 2 of Jobless Reincarnation. I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to do that every spoiler talk. So when Saphir's already caught up. When Simi Sensei catch up, you're gonna be like, damn, you forgot to tell me which episode y'all was spoiling before you spoiled it. I'm a fuck up, bro. I'm a fuck up. Anyway, started off with Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War arc, The Separation, episode 8 out of 13. Ichigo's back.
Mm-hmm. So like you said,
how did you feel about that?
Well, I wanted to say about that. So the naming, right? The separation, right? Like you said, with turning points. Separation is clearly a turning point. Yo, I'm hype. And I'll tell you why I'm hype. They brought Renji back. Renji pulled up and did his thing. Then they gave us Kenpachi. He pulled up, did his thing. And so the beautiful thing about the Kenpachi moment was we got to see Kenpachi's Bankai.
Was it a Bankai or Shikai or whatever they call it? Shikai.
It was his Bankai, and we know it's his Bankai. Yeah,
that's right. It evolved. That's right. You're right.
Yeah, we know it's his Bankai because it changed. But then we got the clue where Yachiro was nowhere to be found when he used his Bankai. So now we know for sure. I mean, I don't know for sure, but maybe she could be gone. But she was there, and then she was gone when he unleashed his Bankai. Fire.
No. I think you're mistaken, brother.
Am I?
Yeah, because what happened was, you remember, the imagination person that they fought turned her bones into cookies, basically. When he died, everything that was a part of his imagination disappeared, as Kenpachi said. So,
no, I don't think that's it.
Her spiritual pressure is gone, bro. She's gone, man. She's gone.
I don't think that's it, bro.
You don't want it to be it.
Nah, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it's not it, because I feel like they made a point to show that whole her crawling up to him thing when he was like, "Who are you?" And she don't know who she is. She's been with him since he's been training. We know that.
That's a good point. It could be. You're right. It entirely could be, but that's.
But that's speculation. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Right.
But
you could be onto something though. To be fair.
We get all that hype. We get Renji, Kenpachi, and then our boy himself.
How dare you forget about Rukia and her first win ever, bro? You tripping?
Because that was harsh, and I was scared for her.
I thought she was about to get smoked.
Shorty froze herself to death. She was about to get smoked by herself.
Straight up.
How do you freeze yourself so much to where you just cease to actually live?
Bro, she finally got her first win though, which is crazy. That never happened in this entirety of this show, bro. Never.
I think she might have the coldest Bankai around.
Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy that you went there.
Hey, look, hear me out. I'm not a battle rapper, so I don't do gun talk. I do pun talk. We here. I'm just saying. No, but hear me out though.
That was a W.
No, but for real, not even trying to like. I wasn't trying to be actually funny. But for real, her Bankai is actually ridiculous, bro. You can't touch her.
Straight up.
And if you try and touch her, it's frozen solid. But like I said, to get cut past all that, the kind of fluff, it ain't really fluff, but to cut past all that, our boy Ichigo pulled up, bro.
Finally, man.
Now, to answer your question, how do I feel about that? Bruh. He did everything I wanted. He did everything I needed. Yep. He did it. I love it.
He was trying not to, like, this is the part I didn't like about him pulling up, though. The fact that he was trying not to kill those Quincy's, which pissed me off. It pissed me off because literally they are slaughtering hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Soul Reapers, bro. The one chick pulled a fucking block rock and smashed, and the blood just gushing up out. They're just decimating Soul Reapers. And he's like, get out the way from his Gets Go Tencho. Like, what? Kill these people, man. Kill them.
Hear me out. And I feel like this is going to be a very quick answer. What human-esque figure has Ichigo killed this entire series?
He killed Yuki. What was his name? Yuki. Yeah, he killed him.
Who?
What's his? I can't fucking think of his name. The dude he fought when he turned into the part hollow, the Yuki Nero or some shit like that. He fucking blew his ass to smithereens. He also killed Grimjaw. He murdered his ass.
But we talking about those were actual like hollows, so you know what I mean. I'm talking about like humans, like, you know what I mean. I'm not saying, because Grimjaw is a hollow still. Those are still hollows. I'm talking about like. And I guess they are human-esque, so I'll take that back. But those are hollows still, you know what I mean? They just transcended the regular hollow level. But we talking about like, he ain't never killed a Soul Reaper. He ain't never killed a human. He ain't killed a Quincy yet. I don't think he's going to kill anybody. He didn't kill Aizen, who deserved several body bags himself. And he could have handed him quite a few. So that's what I'm saying. Ichigo is not here to kill anybody. He ain't killed a person yet. Oh,
he did kill the one dude he killed at the end of that other arc that was very forgettable.
Oh, the Fullbring?
Yeah, Fullbring arc. Yep, he killed old boy.
Okay,
but like
I rescind my words.
No, but you're absolutely right though. He don't slaughter
it's not
people.
In his character.
Exactly, he don't slaughter people within his, if he can avoid it, right? And he's like, but it's still like, yo, these are your homies, right? Like,
I agree with you.
Crazy.
I think he definitely should have been like, you have to go to the show? Yes, we go to the show.
he said it as
Don't
cool.
dodge it. Take your life.
Right. He said it was cool, calm, and collected, and she almost got smoked. He's like, get out the way, you idiot. Shit was funny. Like, what's crazy though is like, we finally get to the point of what the Quincy King was after this entire time. And that's basically a way into the soul. What does they call it?
To get to the Soul King.
Yeah, to get to the Soul King, basically. And now we finally see him see Yuryu. And for some reason, hear me out.
Ishida.
I didn't feel anything.
Me neither. Not at all.
Okay. All right. Like, I didn't feel like, oh no, he betrayed you. Like, I was okay with Ichigo just getting mad and fucking killing him. Like, like
100%.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure we was on the same page, because I'm like,
I did not feel a tingle. Put him in a body bag.
Exactly. I'm ready for him to just die, because I don't get it.
And I get that he hasn't lifted a finger, right? But hear me out. He's supporting, he's an enabler. Body bag for free. You can have it.
Straight up. Yeah. And you on the side of your watch after he's killing hundreds and hundreds of Soul Reapers, captains, friends of Ichigo that you were even cool with at one point. Like, and you like, okay, I'm going to shoot arrows at Ichigo, but even if this was like some plot to just kind of get closer to your watch or whatever, to figure out the secret weakness or whatever the case may be, I still think is
we don't have enough detail to know that's what you're trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still tacky and corny anyway, even if that was his plan, because like these people are dying. Like, this is real death. You know what I'm saying? Like, real death and not coming back. No Dragon Ball Z shit. And you're just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
He could also know, and hear me out, he could also know that your watch could just absorb his power and kill him anyway. So maybe he's just like, I gotta bide my time to do something. We don't know, but it's like, I agree. It's so corny, bro, because it's like, switch sides. How many times Ichigo came to save you? Switch sides.
Stay gone.
Do something. Yeah, do that. Do something different than what you doing, because this is not working, man. Bro. This ain't working. Ichigo found out that he part Quincy and was like, well, guess who I'm helping?
Right.
Switch sides, bro. Udu, you can do better.
I just think I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I didn't like him at all throughout the entire while. Maybe I'll go back and check. Maybe I just never liked him in general.
I mean, he was not the best character. I don't even understand like him as a character person. He's just bland. He's supposed to be that. He's supposed to be Sasuke, but he's worse than Sasuke. If you,
because he's a complainer, right? Like, that's all he did was complain about shit. So
I would say better heart wise, right? You know what I mean? Like,
right, true.
His intentions are better, but like he complains too much.
Yes, that's exactly right. Because when I saw him, I just did not care about that entire supposedly emotional part. But seeing Chad and what's her name pop up,
Orihime.
Orihime, was her shit always that ginormous?
Yes, bro.
It was, huh?
I mean, she's an adult now, I think, though, right?
That's true. They grown now. That's why. No, that shit was crazy. That shit, they was twinning, bro. That is insane. She got Gertrude and Gina and the motherfuckers. But that was nice to see them. But they didn't seem as shocked or upset about it, right? Like,
who, Gertrude and Gina?
No, they were having trouble sticking in. But I'm talking about Chad and Orihime. Yeah.
I mean, they've been training on the low. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But they didn't seem like as emotionally hurt as Ichigo did, right? Like, they're just like, who do you know, like, whatever. Who do you? Let's fucking do this.
I think that still also aligns with Ichigo's character set. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, it aligns with how he is, because he's a power of friendship kind of guy. But he always rides. He rides for all his people.
Right. Yeah, that was like probably his closest. Well, no, Chad was. But like Uryu and Chad was like his closest homies, you know? So,
and I would assume that part of the perspective is that Uryu understands more in terms of his connection to the Soul Society than probably almost anybody else, you know, because he, I guess, has that lineage and the history with the Soul Society.
Sure.
So maybe he understands that more. So that's why Ichigo probably might feel more tied to him.
Yeah. Yeah. You like Ichigo's new weapon set?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I think it's so much better for him to have two swords than one.
Interesting.
And I only say that because one, the oversized, dumb, big sword was cool for a bit and then it wasn't. Like, and I'm not saying that his sword isn't iconic because I definitely think it's iconic.
I mean, you owned it.
Yeah, I gotta get it from my dad still. He got a new house, probably got it hanging on the wall. But it's the thing is that like even the one I had was thinner. You know what I mean? It was the thinner like Bankai one. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like the super duper big one. But this new sword set to me, it almost feels like, I guess, almost more personal for him specifically, because the only other person I know who got it like that is the new head of the Soul Society.
Oh yeah.
With the pink garbs, and his is super duper dumbfire.
Straight up. It's just, again, nobody does characters better than Bleach. Nobody does a villain that you just are concerned about better than Bleach. Like Naruto was close. I will say that Naruto was close to where, like, and what I mean by this is like when you see a villain and you just like, how the fuck are they going to win type shit. Like Pain was always something I'm like, yo, what the fuck? How? Or Madara, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just always people like that. I was just so deadly that you just don't know how your heroes are going to win, even though you know they are, right? It's
right.
It's an anime where you know the kind of routine and the answers to this shit, but Bleach just does it so well. They
do, but here's what I think they didn't do well. They did not hide the fact that Ichigo was not trying. They made it obvious that Ichigo was just not trying.
Right.
Like he literally was going so easy, and we've seen Ichigo try, and we've seen when Ichigo, like when he went final Getsugo Tensho mode, and he was not trying on Aizen. That was
literally
a different
slapped him. Yeah,
that was a different kind of not trying. This version of not trying, Ichigo got surrounded by all of you watches people and was like, okay, I'm not going to kill y'all, and just proceeded to do whatever he wanted. He could have put them all in a body bag, it seemed like, instantaneously, because you see his clothes really didn't get harmed other than when the part of his cape got bit. Not to mention, you know how they do with the drip. It's fire. I love how they look.
They're the best.
The way Renji and Rukia and fucking Ichigo came back with the garbs, fire. But outside of all of that, he clearly wasn't trying. Even his clothes didn't get hurt in the process, other than the bite to his clothes, which had to be a thing because it got bit. But literally him getting kicked and whatever, he did not seem slightly phased. It was more like it to me, even when he had the little sweat mark on his side. I looked at it, I was like, it seemed more like he was sweating because he couldn't hurt him. Like he didn't want to hurt him. Right. So it's like, I feel like he's not going to fully do anything until it's time for him and your watch to have a 1v1.
Yeah, that's going to go crazy. That's going to go so crazy. Okay, let's wrap up Bleach with this. What was your final thoughts on the fact that they showed Aizen twice?
Aizen's gonna do something, because didn't he have some kind of release of his power without him being able to do anything and move? Did they show that in the first part of the season? I feel like he was talking to them and had them slightly confused, even though he had no use of his power. So I can't remember exactly. I might have to go back and look at it. But I feel like Aizen is gonna pop up and show out. But I think I'm hoping he shows out for the Soul Reapers. You know what I mean?
He would have to.
He don't have to do nothing. It's Aizen.
No, I would say he would have to, because your watching company are literally trying to ruin it, like kill it all. Aizen was trying to run it all. Your watch was trying to destroy it all. So there's a different dichotomy in which that he has interest in making sure that the Soul Society, like the Soul Reapers, win. So I do think he would be on that side. But seeing him, I was like, oh shit, now this is what really is about to pop up.
I have a fear that
I used to do this is gonna happen the whole time.
No, not that. I have a fear that Dragon Ball copied Bleach from this, right? And by saying that, it's the fact that Frieza got his God Gold form by just thinking about how angry he was. So he powered himself up through anger and became a god.
I don't even know why you brought that shit up.
I'm just saying, I feel like they're going to say Aizen has been mentally training himself to fully unleash his power. I don't want it to be no BS kind of thing. I want it to be something significantly better. If Aizen come out and he pop out and do some real strong stuff.
I mean, Aizen is just strong.
He is, but I want it to be worth it, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense. Don't ever bring up Dragon Ball Z and Bleach in the same talking point again.
I did.
I know. You can't do that. Because they're just so fucking, like, one is good and the other is bad. Like, it's just, you can't. You know, I know they're like the top selling fucking shit, big fucking whatever, fuck. No, they're
both good for the people who want them.
I mean, when you put it that way, that can't be a wrong answer. That's such a strong point. They're good for the people who want them.
My head itch.
That is a bar. That is a fucking bar. Holy shit, you spitting. You be spitting, dude. Yeah, it's rough. That's rough. All right. To episode 9 of season 2, part 1, Jobless Reincarnation, bro.
It's so good.
It's perfection, man. And it's, again, what I like about it is that they still got the intro in the show because they still doing their slice of life arc right now when he's in school, when he's trying to get as much knowledge as he possibly can. And I just, while we always talk about progress, right? Like, we talk about progress in anime very often. How does a show that don't essentially have progress still feel so good?
Because there is progress.
Is it? Talk to me.
And I'm going to tell you why it's progress. We find out stuff every episode. And it's always through hints. And a lot of it is through the self monologues or internal monologue. But in this episode, obviously,
a big hint actually in this episode. But I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, right. In this episode, we're in school and we're thinking. We find out about this competition that the Beast Tribe people have for their marriage and the rights to run their tribe or whatever. And the head of their tribe or whatever right now is our boy Rudy is, because he beat the girls. So the reality is he's the head of their tribe right now. And they get challenged often because people want to marry them. Dope concept, right? I mean, it's cool, whatever. But what blew my mind. Oh, what, you got something to say before all that? No,
I was gonna say let's get right to the shit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Then we get to the 1,000 people outside waiting to fight Rudius for them. Body Gotti shows up and bodies everybody.
Body Gotti, stop.
That's his name, Body Gotti.
His name is Body Gotti for real?
BADI, Body Gotti. That's what he said. So, are you serious? Are you tripping?
The way they pronounced it was not Body Gotti, but that's hilarious.
How did they pronounce it? I swear they said Body Gotti.
That's so funny. I thought it was like Bendiddy got or something like that.
I listened. They said Body Gotti.
I'm gonna have to go back.
Put it in here, Body Gotti. But look,
because that's hilarious.
The 6-armed demon lord, Body Gotti, pull up.
Literally a demon king.
Yeah. Pulls up and bodies everybody. Everyone who wanted to challenge Rudy is
skip past all that. That's bullshit.
I'm trying to get to the conversation between them.
I'm about to say
the most important.
That's the most important piece of this is that conversation.
And that's what I'm trying to get to. I ain't trying to leave them out. But hear me out. The questions, right? Have you ever heard of the man god?
Right.
He scratches his chin. Where'd you hear that name from? He clearly knows something.
100%.
And then he says, I know nothing.
Because his whole demeanor changed. We went from this ha 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 to huh. And then Rudy was so smart to say, hey, listen, I'm not affiliated with this man. Because he learned his lesson from talking about it in other instances. It's because that's what got him in trouble with the bodyguardi's wife, essentially. So when he mentioned that to her, she was like, okay, well, what the fuck are you, what you on about? But like that, and then the whole thing, two very big pieces that happened in this episode. The man god one, and then the dragon god. That dragon god one was the scariest because I thought it was over for him.
I did. I thought it was up. And what made that, what we saw from Body Gotti that made that amazing was the fact that he just straight up was like, he went from, I want to challenge you to a fight to just give me your best shot then. Yep. Since the dragon god thought you were worth it, let's see what you got. But hear me out. Rudius did explain, he said, I was unarmed.
Yep.
I wasn't prepared to fight at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm facing, someone who knows the dragon god is about at this point.
So let me give him my best shit for real.
Let's give him my best shit. And I'm looking at this moment and I'm thinking like maybe this was like 3 seconds or something, but they drew it out to about like 10 seconds of him building up his power. But we know how anime time works.
Right.
Probably really 3 seconds of him prepping that spell. And he hit, bro.
Demolished.
Made him top in size.
Literally decimated his entire top half.
Yeah, and he said he killed him.
Yeah. Yep. Because he's the immortal demon king. Like, he can't die, thank goodness. But I thought that was it. And
it also let everybody see exactly what Rudius is made of, which is crazy. Yes. No one's going to mess with him there. No one's going.
Now they know. And now they know. That's the crazy part. Like, they know that this guy, because the way he was talking loud. Everybody heard him, right? Everybody knows he's a fucking demon king. Or a demon king, I should say. So.
And I hate looking at Annulus because Annulus gave me a little spoiler just reading about Body Gotti.
Oh, no. Oh, let me get out of here. I'm actually
don't read nothing about Body Gotti when you click on his name. Because I click on his name just to see him, but nah.
I'm exiting.
Yeah, don't do that.
I pulled out. I am not getting her pregnant. Fuck that. All right. It's literally those little two pieces in a show that has in a full 23-minute episode are the most important, like fast forwarding piece, story beats, I should say, would be the correct term in this entire show, dog. Like Man God and Dragon God being mentioned, and now the fact that Body Gotti, which is still, I gotta listen to them say his name, but the fact that he's now there as a student,
a teacher.
He was in student clothes though.
Oh, was he? I thought he was a professor, like he was a teacher.
Yeah, that might be. You might be right. Just in a school uniform for some reason, but yeah, he was in a fucking regular ass uniform. But and he busted out that shit. But
with 15 arms,
which means that we gonna get some real knowledge after that. Because he has to answer this now, right? Like I think he's going to be. I think he's going to. And this is, I guess you can call it a gut punch or a gut check. A gut check. I think he's going to train Rudius. Yeah,
okay, maybe. Because I was thinking more like he was going to be like a mentor in terms of like, I guess, development. That's why he came as a teacher. Because maybe that was his intention from the beginning, was to come there. And maybe the school has more intentions with Rudius than they let on.
Yeah, I mean, his intention was to find out why his wife decided to give her one of her eyes to him.
Yeah, well, I'm saying maybe the school has more intentions, right? Because he's not just going to become a teacher just because he decided to show up and be a teacher.
And that's why I thought he was a student, because they even put it in like a previous episode, like at the start of this, where that anybody's allowed in the school, no matter your race or whatever the case. That's why I think he's a student too, because of that particular rule that they have set. Not so much a teacher, but that would also make sense as well.
And he built different, so he clearly can be a teacher there if he wants to.
100%.
That's a student in the heartbeat.
100%.
We're gonna stop him.
Exactly. That's exactly why. Listen, this show is fantastic, man. It just keeps getting better every week. how is it? It's been doing it since it's launched. Even though there are some better and best episodes, it's just I still feel like it grows. Now, I will say this: I am kind of upset about the abrupt ending of the Sarah arc, basically. You know what I mean? Like that whole
in the manga, they did more with her. I know.
Yeah, they definitely did a lot more with that, and I kind of miss. Maybe it's gonna be more in the second half, so I can't prejudge it on that too much, right? Maybe it's gonna be more in the second half, but
you can prejudge it. You a consumer, judge all you want.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It sucks because I thought she was a nice girl, you know. That's just my own, I guess, bias. What if she ended up coming to the school? That'd be dope. Anyway, how you feeling? What's your
she can't show up.
What's your closing thoughts here?
I feel like I gave him already what I said about Bodyguardy being kind of like a mentor. I agree with you. Bodyguardy.
I'm at Polo Bornfly on all social media.
I'm at King Taliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on X and at Mike Check Waifu on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. And as always, Mike Check.
Mike Check.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu.